Welcome to Donna's Creations and More. Here's a list of the supplies you will need, and I will put them in my description box below. Hello my crafty friends, welcome back to another video. Today I am sharing with you a making molds. So I bought this Start Go World mold making kit off of Amazon. I think it was less than $20, or maybe it was 20, I'm not sure. I will share it in my description box below. And then I also got by Fake Resin an adjustable mold making kit. Yes, you can use other things to make your mold, but I just wanted to buy the kit to make my life a little bit easier. And that way I always had it and I didn't have to make something. So for 20 bucks, I had my mold making kit. Now here's what my thought was with this plastic tray. I was going to transfer this outside so it could cure faster. But it made it leak. So here I have contact paper, and this is how I do my molds. Instead of using tape like everybody else does, I use contact paper. So here's what the kit comes with. Comes with all your side pieces, some double-sided tape, and your binder clips. Now here was my thought process on this one. Yes, I've seen everybody make molds on YouTube. And yes, they hot glue around the object to keep the fluid in, the liquid. So I figured since it came with double-sided tape and I was using contact paper, that would have been sufficient enough to keep it from leaking. And I was wrong. Boy, was I wrong. And let's just say, thank goodness, that video I accidentally deleted. I wasted a lot of silicone. So, you're learning a lot of this when you watch my videos. You learn from my mistakes, because I'm doing this for the very first time. So here I'm just putting together this Fake Resin kit, which I will say this is a very nice kit. I do recommend this. What I don't recommend is using the double-sided tape. And I recommend using the contact paper. Now, my very first mold I did, believe it or not, in one of my baking pans. Like, you would put like a casserole in, and I made a gingerbread mold. And I used contact paper also. I just cut it for the bottom and stuck my little gingerbreads on there. And that worked out fine. And of course didn't leak because it was in a glass casserole dish. But this was my first time trying something like this. And I really thought, believe it or not, with being double-sided tape and contact paper, that it would not leak. I was so upset. I spent all this time making this mold, and it just kept leaking in different spots. So I do not recommend using this double-sided tape that it comes with. At all. I just say, no, no, no. Do not use this. something told me, and I should have listened to my gut. And then the first one turned out okay. I guess because it wasn't that much. And here I'm adding chocolate chips. Now all my candy, I let sit out when I buy it from the Dollar Tree. I let it sit out in a container, and I let it get hard. Now, yes, I could have bought myself a mold, but you know what? They wanted a lot of money. And number two, they didn't have different sized chocolate chips like I'm doing in this one. Like, if I'm going to have a mold, why would I want to buy one with regular and then one with mini? So here I put the regular chocolate chips in, and I'm going to do the mini. And I'm just pressing them down, making sure they're sticking good. Because remember, chocolate has like oil in it. But it did work out. And yes, if you would like me to make you a mold, please just send me a message or comment below. I can make these and sell them for special orders. And here's what I do. I'll put the candy from the Dollar Tree in a plastic container or whatever I have to trash and let it sit and get hard. And the one thing I did forget to do in this video is make a gumdrop mold, and I realized that. So I had to make a gumdrop mold. So I'm going to take my kit and do equal parts of A and B. Well, it says you will see, but you're not going to see because I delayed that part of the video. And I apologize for that. It was when I went to unmold it, and I was just doing a video for my gingerbread, my last video, and I did not have enough storage, and my video kept cutting out, and so I had to go in and delete some videos, and I saw the mold ones, and I thought I kept them all, but I didn't keep the one where I was upstairs and unmolded it and took all the candy out. But you guys seen that done before. Now, I did not know how much it was going to take to do this, so I did little by little because I didn't want to waste it. And it must be, I think, 1/4 to 1/2 an inch above the object. I know it's got to be thick enough so you can't punch through and make a hole. So here I'm just popping some bubbles that I see. And again, stir, stir, stir. So stir for like 3 to 5 minutes. Now it says it's self-leveling and pops the bubbles and all that. So here I decide, okay, what the heck? I already have the kit out and I have another kit. I'm just gonna make another mold. And so that's what I'm gonna do here. And this one's a doozy. I think this one's like 3 times the size of the other one. Because I used the whole kit plus what was left over from the other kit. I used every piece I had. And I keep pushing my tray, and I'm like, goodness, hope I don't push it off my desk. I would be so upset. Again, measuring for my contact paper. And I'm going to lay my contact paper down on my tray. And add this double-sided tape again. My purpose of the tray was, I wanted to take this outside in the heat because it was so hot out so it would cure faster. Well, the tray is super flimsy and I didn't hot glue the edges, and that made the silicone start to leak. And I had a mess. I wasted so much silicone. I was so mad. Luckily, I had extra. Here, I'm just adding, I want raspberry and blackberries. So, again, candy from the Dollar Tree. All my candies from Dollar Tree. Except for, I think, the mini chocolate chips. So I decided to make this mold, a mold of a lot of different things. First I was going to add my candy corn. And I am hot gluing these in, so that you know. I do zoom out so you can see that I am. So then I start adding the pumpkins. Then I have this sour pumpkin candy, also from Dollar Tree. So I figured that would be cool for some texture. We'll see how it turns out when we go and make them. And here's why I decided to take the candy corns, and I'm just going to use them to fill in all the little spaces. The only problem with using the candy corn was I had to use more silicone. So this wasn't a win-win situation. You see, I am hot gluing it, so I wanted to let you guys know I am doing that. Excuse me. So if I did this mold again, I would not do the candy corn. I would do that in a separate mold because I had to add a lot of silicone, and I was really not thinking, and was trying to fill a space so I wouldn't have to use a lot of silicone. Well, I ended up having to use a lot, and you'll see that in this video. So I measure what I thought would be enough. And again, stir, stir, stir. Get it well blended. Make sure you scrape your sides. And of course, not enough. This is a big mold. Like I said, it's about 3 times the size of the other ones, you can tell. So I was like having a cow because I was I'm still, oh gosh, how do I say it? Oh, you guys. Between everything with so much going on, I still never finished my craft room organization. So, I do have more. I didn't know where it was at this second. So, I'm trying my best here to do everything to get every little bit I can to try to fix this mold. And I'm getting the last little bit I have out of these jars. I'm like, please let it be enough. I'm trying everything. You'll see this in this video. So again, we're going to be back in. I'm scraping every little bit out that I can. Back to the same thing. Mix, stir, stir, stir. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Oh, goodness. I mean, at this point, I'm like super desperate because I'm like, I don't know where my other kit is. I'm even using a silicone spatula, trying to get every little drop out. And I'm like, please be enough, please. And look, still not enough. I'm like, oh my goodness. I am scraping every little bit I can. I'm like, what am I going to do? So here I go searching. Found my scraps from my very first mold I made. And that's what you can do with your scraps. Well, since I have so much run over from this project, I definitely have a lot of scraps now. So always save your scraps you cut off, because they come in handy. So I'm just cutting them in a bunch of little pieces. Just when you save them, just put them in a baggie. And I was hoping this would be enough. It helped. It helped a great deal, as you can tell, but still not enough. I think if I wouldn't add the candy corns, it would have worked. Now I can still see the pumpkins. So yay, I found my other kit. Which I'm super happy about. I was like, goodness, I could finish this poor mold. I would have been so upset it would have been incomplete. The only difference is with this silicone, it's not colored by Let's Resin. You can color it, but you gotta buy it. A special coloring stuff. I tried to color it with food coloring. Nope. And I looked it up, and you gotta buy a special coloring just for silicone. So I'm like, great. Well, this ain't gonna be colored. So here we are, back to stir, stir, stir. And I had my bottles from the other kits sitting upside down. So I'm getting every drop I can before I toss this. So these will have a little bit of color. And that's okay, because this is the bottom of the mold, and this is my first time doing a gigantic mold like this, and So as you can see, it's clear. With a tint of green, but it's mainly clear. But it's enough now. So I just mix it in best as I can. Because I got all them little chunks in there. And again, I'm not wasting nothing because this stuff ain't cheap. Making sure my little pieces are pushed down. Give it a little shake to get the air bubbles out. Look, you can see to the left, it's already leaking on camera. Sorry, due to me deleting it, you're not going to see me demolding the candy, but a little tip for the chocolate chips, put in the freezer first because they will be soft. Okay, here I have some molds in my resin cups here. Here's the chocolate chip mold that I made. I'm going to give you a close-up view. Here's how it turned out, so we're going to try it out. This will be the second time I have ever done resin. I know nothing about mixing colors. Just from what I've been Googling. And we're just going to go from there and see how these turn out. So I have these little tiny medicine cups. And some extra candy molds. And I want to make different chocolate candies for upcoming DIY. And I also want to do caramel color. So you can do like butterscotch chocolate chips. So here I am taking part A of my resin. I'm going to do 20 milliliters. I don't want to mix too much. And the reason I'm doing 20, because I'm not only doing the chocolate chips, I'm doing some other different types of candy. So I'm going to do 20 milliliters of part B. And I have this little silicone cup. I have this resin dye here. I'm going to try, but you'll see how that turned out. So I'm going to take my part A and add it into my little silicone cup. Now I'm going to take my part B and do the same. Again, this is my second time doing resin, and I have no idea about mixing colors, so hopefully this turned out to look like chocolate chips and not really transparent, which I do not want. So I'm mixing it very well. It says before you add any color, you must make sure your resin is completely mixed. And so that's what I'm doing here. And you can tell when it's completely mixed because it's no longer cloudy. It starts to become clear. As you can see, it's really clear. So I'm going to try a drop of this resin dye that's in a brown color to see how it looks. Too transparent for me, so I tried a couple more drops. Like 3 more drops. It's looking more brown, but still translucent. So we're going with my handy dandy acrylic paint. That's in chocolate bar color. So I'm going to take a craft stick and add some to it. To the side of my cup and slowly mix it in. It says do not add more than 10% to your resin. So if I got 40 milliliters, I should not add more than 10% of that. And to me, that's starting to look like a nice chocolate syrup looking color. So I add a little bit more paint to the side of my cup and keep stirring it and mixing it in. And I'm pretty happy with the color. How it's gonna look once it dries, I don't know. Now, they did say, I've heard people say when resin dries, it gets darker. Again, I'm new to resin. I'm experimenting. I'm new to making molds. I'm new to a lot of things. You guys are going to learn along with me and see my mistakes. Now, one of my resin, my resin kits gave me these little droppers. Takes a little while for the resin to go up inside of them. I'm going to slowly fill the cavities of these chocolate chips. Now on these chocolate chips, there's a little curve for where the tip of the chocolate curves into the mold. So I definitely want to make sure I get that. What's good about using these little droppers, if you add too much, you can suck a little bit out of it. As you see I'm doing here. Pretty cool. Because it was domed, and I don't want my chips domed. I want them flat. So here I'm doing the mini chocolate chips, which you don't need much resin. And yes, my mold's not perfect. I don't care. It's gonna serve my purpose. And as you see, my regular chocolate chips are different sizes. Regular chocolate chips are. I'm just hoping tomorrow when I go to demold this, they turn out good. So I'm gonna grab myself a toothpick and make sure the resin got down into that little tip part of the chocolate chip and get any trapped air bubbles that might be down in there. I definitely know that on the bigger chocolate chips there is a little curved tip on all of them, just about. So I'm going to continue going around, filling in the cavities and making sure that all the resin gets in the tip and I get any of the air bubbles that could be trapped. Filling this little syringe thingy up here, whatever you want to call them, it's very slow. But I also think my resin's getting thicker because it's pretty humid in my craft room. I'm like, come on now, fill up a little faster here. So now I'm going to start filling up some other little candy pieces that I have. And making sure I get all my edges. I will zoom in so you guys can see. There we go. Like, I'm not even sure what all of them are. I think there are chocolate bars, some cookies. I think the one in the middle is like a little ice cream scoop. So these little Doppler syringe type things, whatever they are perfect for these little tiny molds. And I'm just helping move the resin around and making sure it gets in all them little details on the edges. Now I'm going to do some pieces on this mold. I figured some cute little chocolate hearts would be adorable. This is like some type of cookie. Just picking out things I can use for my fake bakes I've been going to be coming up with. Something new I'm going to try. And of course I had to do the little gingerbread. I'm already doing brown. Now I'm going to do this little chocolate bar mold I have. I don't know how great this one's going to turn out, because this mold is slanted. Guess it'll be okay. I'm just hoping they look like chocolate bars and chocolate chips tomorrow, once it's fully cured. Again, making sure I don't overfill it, and I get to all the little edges, and taking my time. And if it don't work out, guess I'll be doing some more research. Maybe order another product. I'm not too sure. We'll see. I'm hoping it works out. I don't know, the chocolate chips don't look as dark. It got me concerned just by watching this on this voiceover. Just doing a couple more pieces of candy and filling it in as it's settled. Use up my last little bit of resin. And now I'm just going to take the rest of it and pour into the, make these little chocolate bars here. These are pretty thin. And I had just enough resin to do exactly what I wanted to do. So it turned out perfect. So now I know 40 milliliters will do all of this. So now I have my rubbing alcohol. And I gave it a spritz. I think it was 99 or 91. 99 or 91 rubbing alcohol. And I'm just topping off this one little heart. And that will be it. We'll let it cure and come back tomorrow and see how they turned out. Okay, you guys, here we go. This is exciting. This is so satisfying. I am like hooked on doing resin. Yes, I know you can't see. Getting something so you can. And I'm going to zoom in. Okay, here we go. Here's all the cute little mini chocolate chip. And yes, they are matte. They are not shiny. My chocolate chips were not shiny. I could make them shiny if I want, put a little bit of resin on them, but I'm not sure what I want to do yet. So I'm just going to leave them like this. I would have to compare them with my real chocolate chips. So you can see the cute little curved tip on the top of them. So it got every little detail. So now I decided to start popping them out instead of one by one. Depends which way that tip is curving. Easier getting out the resin ones than it was to... Well, no, the other ones weren't hard when they're frozen. I think the hardest part was cleaning it. So let me zoom in so you can get a closer look. So here's a real close-up view of them. Now I'm going to zoom back out and unmolding the rest of the candy. Here's the little chocolate bars. Still a little soft and pliable. It has been approximately 10 hours since I've done these. I think they're all turned out super cute. And they're going to be great for my fake bakes. Got every little detail. Even a little gingerbread man turned out. Now I'm being super careful because it's still, like I said, pliable. And I'll give you a close-up view. So here's a close-up view. And these are all my little pieces I made so far. I'm just turning my chocolate chips over. And I totally forgot about the candy bars. So let's demold them. I'm super pleased with how they turned out. Just trying to turn them all over because, like I said, they're still not fully cured. They're still pliable. So I'm going to let them sit here. Because they were in the mold. Now I have this coffee latte. I want to do caramel. And I figured, again, why not? I have all the supplies out still. I want butterscotch looking chocolate chips. And I want caramel looking candy. I was seeing if the resin comes off them cups as easy as it said. I guess it'd be easier when I wash it. We'll see. Is it worth doing the silicone cups or not? Right now, seems like a pain. We'll see. When I go to wash them. So we're going to clean up all that little bit of mess. And we're going to start over. So let's move these to the side. Sitting here thinking what all I got to go grab. And did the same thing again. I'm doing 40 milliliters, 20 of each, which means I can only do 0.4 of color, which is 10%. I'm not weighing it out or anything. I'm not using a lot. So I have a new silicone cup, clean one, and two of my little measuring cups here. And I got my crystal clear part A. So I'm going to measure at 20 milliliters, but I go a tiny bit over. So I got to make sure I do that with part B. And make sure you clean your lids after you're done pouring. This stuff is super sticky. Yes, I know, I'm not wearing gloves. Make sure you wear your gloves, your mask, everything. So now I'm going to take my part B and measure that out. And that was my dog just sneezed. Now to me the candy looks more of a dark chocolate than a milk chocolate. So I'm probably going to do a third one. I don't know, I need to compare it to candy. Again, it was my first time coloring it. So now I'm going to add my part A to my silicone cup. I'm pretty amazed how this color turned out. Wait till you see. And then my part B. But then again, we'll see when it dries, because it's totally different when it dries. So it's like the milk chocolate looked more like milk chocolate, but now it looks darker. But then again, that could be just my camera. So again, mix really well. Get all your edges, your bottom. Pull from the bottom up. See, it's pretty clear, so it blended very well. This time I'm going to do it different. I'm just going to drop the paint in. So I added one drop. See how that looks? It'd be really funny if this looked more like milk chocolate when it dried. I don't know. We'll see. So I add another drop. I forgot to get one of them little... Oh, what are they called? I don't know what they're called. Them little squeezy things. Yeah, that thing. I'm happy with the color. It looks like caramel right now. Alright, the worst part about this whole project is trying to get that resin in this little dabber dropper. This little dropper. That's what they're called, droppers. See, it looks like a nice caramel color. So I'm just going to repeat the process and just fill up all my chocolate chip in my mold. Again, my mold's not perfect. It was made for myself. And I'm not a mold professional or anything. Or a resin professional. This is all new to me. Again, make sure you take a toothpick so you make sure you get your little chocolate peaks and any trapped air bubbles out. And I'm just going to speed up this process because you guys already seen this. Cracks me up when I speed up. I wish I could work this fast. This was like another 45 minutes doing this. Again, the slowest part is filling up that dropper with the resin. I don't think I'm going to use them anymore. I have syringes because I feed baby birds, and I think that's what I'm going to use. I get them really cheap. And it'll be a lot quicker. The one thing I do like about using this, you can squeeze it and suck some of the resin out if you add a little too much. Again, I sped this up. If you guys want to watch it, you can slow the speed down. Oh God, now I'm looking at it. Now it's starting to... Oh, I wonder what the color is going to be when it dries. I wish I can take them out because it's pretty hot out, but I think it's supposed to rain today. They would dry real quick. And then we'll be back and see how these turned out, what color they are. Did I add too much paint? Is they going like caramel or like light milk chocolate? We will see. Either way, I do gotta do it a third time, but I won't do that on video. But I had a little bit left in my cups. I figured, oh heck, I'll add a couple little designs on here. I put some like little chocolate chips on the cookie, some drizzle on the ice cream. This had a little heart, so I figured I'll make it a little caramel center heart. This one I decided to coat the whole top. And my little gingerbread, I'm just doing 2 little eyes in his mouth. Oh, and then this one, all the little grooves that are sticking up, I decided to gloss them too with the caramel color. Here's a closer up view. Okay, here we are later. Let's see what color they are. Okay, you guys, I can't wait no more. Had to go down and check. It's been 9 hours. Let's see how they turned out. I'm loving the color. Looks like caramel. They're still a little tacky. And you'll see that as I pull certain ones out. And they'll stick together. So that's the only thing if you do it 9 hours later. But that's okay, because you'll see what I do next. And they're going to sit overnight. Actually, they'll just sit until I'm ready to use them. What to be for my upcoming fake bake that I will be doing on Recreate Inspiration this coming in the next few days. I think it's due on the 1st or the 2nd. I think the 1st Thursday. I think it's on the 1st. I don't have it written on my calendar yet for all the YouTube info. But I'm doing a fake bake sundae out of whipped clay. I'm thinking about making more of these and just selling them through like a eBay store. I do have an eBay store, but I haven't used it in years. But reopen my eBay store. So if anyone's interested, before I do that, in buying the resin pieces already done, again, just hit me up on Instagram or on here. Now that I have chocolate chip pieces done, if anybody needs a mold, I can just use the original. I can use these chocolate chips. The resin ones to make a mold now. But I'm loving the color. Let me get closer so you guys can see. There we go. So I think that looks like a caramel color. It's not too dark. Tell me what you guys think. Yeah, no. And you see they're still pliable. Because it's not fully cured. This is the time that if you wanted to mold them to something is when you would do that. But I'm not doing that. So let me zoom back out here. So here's all my little pieces now in 2 different colors. I was trying to find my chocolate chips, but after I made this I forgot I threw them away. I wanted to compare the color. To me it does look a little like more like dark chocolate. I don't know, because the camera looks different, but in person it looks different. So I'm wondering if I should try it again and do it like a different color brown. So I might do that tomorrow. Try another color. So here on the side, okay, I'm going to take all these pieces off. And guess what we're going to do? I want all these nice and shiny. So I'm going to grab myself a piece of parchment paper. As you see here. I'm going to go grab some more cups. I'm going to use one of these disposable paintbrushes, the cheap ones from Dollar Tree. You can get like 10 in a pack or 12 in a pack. So I'm going to use a cheap little paintbrush. And I only do a very little bit of resin. In each cup of A and B. And I thought maybe I had too much, but believe it or not, I had just enough. And you'll see that in the video. I need to order the little pumps that you can get for your resin. That way I can just pump it out. So I'm going to look for them on Amazon. So here again I go. I'm just going to mix my 2 A and B together. And yes, I know I don't have gloves on, but I will get gloves on. So I'm going to get my gloves now, you guys. So always wear your gloves and your mask. Safety precautions. But I will say this resin has no odor. And I'm not sanding or anything, so I'll be honest, I didn't wear a mask. First I was going to take this little paintbrush and paint them. And I'm like, oh no, it'd be easier to dip my little finger in there and coat them. So that's what I'm going to do. And make sure every single little chocolate chip is covered. All the little butterscotch ones. All the little chocolate ones. So I'm going to sit here and coat every piece of candy with resin. To make it nice and shiny. It might be like a long process that I did, making the mold, making all the candy and doing this, but it's actually really worth it. It only took me, well, I started the resin last night, so it only took me one day. 24 hours. And then these will just set. Because I did the chocolate last night. And then this morning I did the toffee caramel color. And then around 9 p.m. tonight, 9:30, I went down and I coated them all. See, they're still tacky, so some of my chips were sticking together. So I'm like, oh goodness, let me get all my little caramel, toffee looking colored chips and candy. And I just used a brush to get in all the little spaces. I wanted to be 100% sure everything was covered. So now I'm going to zoom back out because I'm putting candy all over this paper. Okay, there we go. I want you guys to be able to see up close and then from distance. So you can see every little thing that's being done. And, you know, if you're on your phone or whatever, you can always zoom in yourself. But I wanted to share with you how the molds turned out. And every step I did to make this fake candy. So no matter what you do, I noticed in these molds, you see I did my own mold, and then I have molds I bought off of Amazon. So none of them made the candy glossy. Just the back was. So keep that in mind. I didn't know it was going to turn out this way. This is my first time doing it, so now I know how everybody does their resin candy. And then tomorrow I will check it. If there's any little pieces sticking out of clear, I can just trim that off, but I doubt there will be. I didn't heavy coat it or anything. So now I can't remember what I said the chocolate color was. I don't know if it was chocolate bar or what, but I remember the caramel was coffee latte. I think those are really going to look nice when I start doing my whipped clay. And I am going to sell them. So I gotta start making an income here. So the one that I'll be making will be my display on my upcoming video, and then I'll be taking orders. Now, like, I already have my fake marshmallows and are already made, because I did that in a previous Bake video a long time ago. So I wanted to do all my chocolate chips and all, so I have them. And I still want to do another type of lemonade. And I'll be selling them too. So as you can see, I'm just coating every piece of candy. And also, I have subscriptions, so anybody who wants to see my videos early and be the first one, please consider subscribing. The lowest one is like $2.99 a month. I'm still learning how that all works, but you get to be able to see my videos first and get special shout outs. and all your comments will be highlighted first. And then as I get more and more members, I will also offer more. Like I've been wanting to do my classes and all. I'm trying to think. I was going to do like the jewelry and then do jewelry classes, but I could still do. But I'm also thinking maybe making up kits to sell and we can craft together. I'm not sure yet. You guys, give me some ideas. I don't know which route to go yet. So as you see, I used every little bit of that resin. I have like a tiny little bit. So that would be it, you guys. Thanks for watching. God bless. And I'll see you all in the next video. And think about joining my membership, please. It's only $2.99 a month. And share my videos. And please comment. Please comment and share and like. It boosts my videos. And watch the commercials. Just let them play, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me zoom in so you can see them now. Okay, here's one view of these ones right here. And I will zoom to another section. And here you go down here at the bottom. More of another angle. Then I'll move up. And you can see the rest. Here, and here's the rest of them. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you on the next video.